Welcome back to the Avattack. I'm your host, Prescott Chambers. We go 1-1 in this weekend's rookie showcase hosted by your Colorado Avalanche. And just to let you know what that is real quick, rookie showcase is like a three-way tournament between three teams. Multiple organizations hosted one around the league. This one was the Avalanche, the Utah Mammoth, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Game 1 was the Utah Mammoth versus the Colorado Avalanche. Period 1 was quite back and forth to start, guys knocking off a lot of rust and just trying to get the feel for playing hockey again, I'm sure. Around 12:45 in the first period, the Kazakhstani Dream 19-year-old Asan Sarkinov, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, lit the lamp for the Avalanche to get us on the board with an assist from Vincent Desjardins. 3 minutes later, at 15:54, Sarkinov again scores his second goal of the night, putting the Avalanche up 2-0. This comes off a one-timer from a slot feed from Evan Friesen. So that was great for him, a little one-timer. Sam Lipkin of the Utah Mammoth is able to get the Mammoth on the board before the end of the first at 17:32, and it's 2-1 Colorado going into the second period. Asan Sarkinov, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right once again, played with the Spokane Chiefs in the WHL in 2024-25, and I looked all this up. I didn't really know much about this dude. Had 10 goals and 27 points in 52 games with a playoff run of 9 goals and 14 points in 20 games, which is definitely something to raise your eyebrows at, I must say. Moving forward, period 2, from what I found, had little to no action, and the score remained 2-1 Colorado to start the third. And I say from what I found because I was very busy this weekend, and I was really not able to watch the full tournament on the live feed, on the live stream on their website, on the Avalanche website. So that I'm just doing this off of what I found on the internet for the most part. Period 3 Period 3 had a good push from Utah to about halfway through the third to tie the game at 2 apiece. Mikko Matika at 9:47, and after 7 minutes of play at 16:45, Michael Kunk, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right either, wires one to make the score 3-2 Utah. 3-2 Utah, but just about 33 seconds later, about 33 seconds later after that goal to make it 3-2 Utah at 17:18, none other than DU alumni defenseman Sean Behrens ties the game at 3 with a wrister from the slot. To move along there. Oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna talk about Sean Behrens real quick because he's a dog. He was drafted in the second round in 2021 by the Avs, 61st overall in the third round, I believe. Played for the University of Denver in the 2022-23 season and the 2023-24 season, in which they won the NCAA National Hockey Championship, the program's 10th, I will add. Yes, that's all I got to say about that. He missed all of last season due to injury, and this was actually his first game back, like full hockey game back after injury, I'm pretty sure. I think. And after the game, there was a quick little interview with him, and he is quoted saying, "It's been almost a year, so just to be playing again is unreal, and to be able to get one is even better." That's great. Can't wait to see him hit the NHL, and I hope that happens within the next few years because he looks good for being back off of injury. Moving forward at 17:46 in the third, Max Curran Max Curran sends a backhand feed to Christian Humphreys, and Christian Humphreys sends it right to the back of the net to give Colorado a 4-3 lead. Then at 19:49, Nikita Prishapov, you might have heard that name before, seals the deal with an empty netter. The final score for your game 1 is 5-3 Colorado. So, woohoo. Avs win. On to the game 2. I'm not going to talk very much about game 2, but Las Vegas Golden Knights versus Utah Mammoth. From what I could find online, it sounds like the Golden Knights absolutely routed the Utah Mammoth. Final score of 8-1 Las Vegas. So that was, when I found that, not yesterday, I'm sorry, on Saturday evening, that gave me a little bit of worry about what was to come in our game against them on Sunday, but, none of this really matters. It's not like it's a regular season game. Anyways, Game 3, Las Vegas Golden Knights versus Colorado Avalanche. Period 1, Vegas gets on the board early with a goal from Matthias Sapovaliv at 2:56. Don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these names right, to be honest. I think a couple of them, but... Sapovaliv at 2:56 of the first scores to get Las Vegas on the board early. Less than a minute and a half later, at 4:15 in the first, Joe Fleming puts one in to make the score 2-0 Las Vegas. So not such a hot start for the Avalanche in this game 3, or in their second game. Period 2. So before I move on with this part, honorable mention to Max Curran for dropping the gloves in this one, trying to get the boys fired up, and stick taps to that fella right there. Stick taps to Max Curran. He's a big dude. He definitely needs to put that size to use. So yeah, it's cool to see him. He didn't fight that well, but it's hard fighting on ice, I'm sure. Not a lot of movement in either direction for the start of the second until about halfway through at 13:54. Christian Humphreys scores Christian Humphreys scores one on a breakaway for the second of the tournament and puts the Avalanche within one of the Golden Knights. It is 2-1 Golden Knights after that goal. Then at 16:01 of the second, Kai Uchax? I don't know how to say that name. Kai, to bring Vegas's lead back to 2. He puts one in the back of the net. So it's 3-1 Las Vegas to start the third. Period 3 is pretty slow for the first half from what it sounded like. Well, first quarter of it. And then at 6:13, Hank Kempf slaps one in, which I heard was a pretty hot shot. I didn't see any videos of it. I heard it in a different podcast somewhere. I believe it was actually the Locked On Avalanche podcast that I heard. That was a heater of a slap shot. Top shelf, and that brought the Avs goal count up to 2. Unfortunately, that is all they could muster, and for the final score, or your final score for game 2 of the Avalanche's rookie tournament was 3-2 Las Vegas. I thought, all in all, though, that the rookies looked pretty dang good, and honestly, I mean, Sean Barons, I can't wait to see him. I really want to see Taylor McCarr do something. I'd love to see him play with his brother on NHL ice. So yeah, let's get him to push into that. Anywho, as always, I'm your host, Prescott Chambers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It means a lot. And I will see you in the next one.